All right. So we've been having a lot of discussions about the foster program, and there's a ton of questions. So I wanted to hop on and just try to answer some of those. The main thing that I wanted to talk about today is the emergency policy. So previous to us making these posts, we've done a lot of research into what other shelters are doing as far as emergencies for fosters, how they handle an emergency line, and what we found out, far and large, is that there's not an emergency line for fosters that is shelter run that we can find. JHS, I mentioned them a couple times. They have a much bigger foster program than we have, specifically for cats and kittens, which that's really what is most affected by the emergency protocols. It's the tiny kittens that we send out that often have things that do turn into emergency type situations. What we have done is we've gotten to an agreement with a couple private emergency veterinarians. So how this is beneficial is previous to us having these agreements with these emergency vets, the public would have to, or the fosters would call the emergency line. One of our foster care coordinators would answer the phone, and our foster care coordinators are amazing, but they are not veterinarians. So they get these calls and they'd answer these questions the best they could, but most oftentimes that they got calls, it really wasn't an emergency at all. It was things that we already had resources for that were sent out to the fosters, but when it's the middle of the night and the kitten's doing something a little weird and there's a number to call, you're going to call it. So really the only time that the foster care coordinator would respond to the call or have to come in is if it was a kitten that was unfortunately fading, as bottle baby kittens do, and they'd have to come in and maybe perform humane euthanasia. So how this new policy, this is way more beneficial. So if there is an emergency, now you will be seeing vet techs and a veterinarian at all hours. We already have great hours for our medical team. We're open 8 to 7 every single day. And now we have an overnight ability too for you to see vet techs and veterinarians. I think the thing is people are worried about the bill and getting stuck with the bill. Everything that we would have done here at the shelter, we will still cover at that veterinarian. So nothing has changed in that regard. All the things that we would do to stabilize the animal until the next day when our veterinarian would be able to see them are still happening, and we would still cover that. So if there is a big time emergency and you have to go to Blue Pearl, then we're going to do everything we can to stabilize that animal. Now, if the prognosis is not good, the veterinarian could make the decision to euthanize the pet. And if you, as the foster care coordinator, decide, or foster care, the foster parent decide to not do that, and you want to do something else, and the vet's okay with that, then you can do that, and that's where the cost to you would come in. So right now, everything that the vet can do to stabilize that animal overnight will be covered by ACPS. If there's additional things that you want to do overnight that you as the foster parent want to do, we're giving you that ability. That also wasn't something that we allowed in the past. There's a whole thing about, we didn't allow our foster parents to go to the veterinarian. They had to come here and, so on and so forth. But now we're giving you that option too. If there's something that we wouldn't cover overnight, but you feel that should happen and you want to pay for that, great. That's amazing. If not, again, the veterinarian's going to do everything they can to stabilize that cat or dog overnight. Now, if there's some type of insane emergency and you are unable to get the cat or dog to the vet, the same thing happens. So you can do the same thing that anybody in the public could do. You can call the non-emergency police number, and if they do feel like it's an emergency, they'll call one of our animal services officers, and the animal services officer will come and take care of that. That's more if there's a dangerous situation that would happen, but you can definitely give them a call if there's a medical emergency too. So what this process does, it gives fosters more options, not less. The only time money would be involved from the foster parent is if you choose to pay something additional. So you're not going to be stuck with some crazy bill or anything like that. Everything that we do overnight is just to stabilize and then they'd come in and see our veterinarian and our medical team the next day. I hope this answers most questions, but if it doesn't, please leave them in the comments and I'll go through them. I'd rather new questions be posted here. I went through all the other questions. There's a ton of them. I want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. So I think having this new thread with this video that further explains it will hopefully result in less questions that I'll be able to go through and answer accordingly. But I'll go through it one more time. This process is better for fosters, gives fosters the ability to go to an emergency vet and see vet techs and a veterinarian overnight. That was something that was not able to be done before, and now it is. As far as the cost, we are going to do all the same things that we would do if you did come to the shelter and more at that veterinarian to stabilize the pet if there's a good prognosis. And then from there, one of our team will pick up the pet in the morning, or you can bring the pet to us, depending. But either way, we'll get it here and it'll see our veterinarian and our medical team the next day, and we'll have all the information from Blue Pearl. So this is a good thing. This isn't a bad thing. I don't want to scare you guys. There's nothing scary about this. I promise this is beneficial for you, for the pets, and for our team as well. Having our foster care coordinators, who are most often our best fosters too. They're taking kittens home almost every single day. And then they were expected to answer these emergency calls, and then they were left with having to answer questions that they couldn't really answer, or asked to do things that they couldn't, or more often than not, they were being woken up for questions that we've already provided the resources and the answers for. So that's it. I don't want to go on and on, but if you do still have some questions, great. Please post them, and I promise I'll try to go through all of them. Thanks so much.